Oh, what's going on, man? My bro Jay Will's at work, man. Shout out to my guy, man. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about some real news today, man. Try to. In boxing, I don't know. It's hard to talk about real boxing news these days, but here go another day of uh the struggle of telling the truth. In boxing, it's sad that you gotta struggle to tell the truth these days. It's not a struggle for me, but everybody else it is. But I'm gonna try to be quick about this. I ain't gonna be on here too long. Um But my thing is, in this whole situation, I've been hearing people say things about, I've been hearing people say things about, the fights coming up this weekend, especially with Bam Rodriguez and Estrada. I feel like it's gonna be a good fight. A lot of people think that Bam Rodriguez is gonna get a knockout. Um, I don't know. This is a 50-50 fight, so I don't know if it's gonna be a knockout. That's kind of hard to say. And if you're gonna fight the best opponent on your resume, then you're expecting a knockout. That's pretty tough for any fighter. So I'm not really a huge fan of guys basically being in a position where they're gonna knock out their best opponent. If that usually happens, that's like once every 5 years that'll probably happen. But if he can go in there and get a knockout, I'll be pretty surprised. I really would. I don't know if people watch how Bam fights though. I really don't. From what I'm seeing right now, the predictions, a knockout against Estrada. Estrada's never been knocked out before. I don't know if Estrada's ever been knocked out before. He's never been knocked out. So it's like to say he'll get knocked out, I don't know. He is coming up in weight. It's gonna be a huge challenge, but he's not an easy fight. That's definitely how I see it. He's not an easy fight at all. He's definitely not an easy fight. And then with Bam's last fight being at 111, and then it's going basically this fight's gonna be a huge challenge for these guys. It's gonna be a huge challenge. It's gonna be at 114, so might make something happen. But right now, if Estrada can actually box off the back foot a little bit more, then he'll have some things going on. Definitely. If he can box off the back foot and counter a lot, he'll have a lot of different things going on. But if he doesn't, if he just try to be aggressive and get out his lane, because Bam's gonna be aggressive. He's gonna he's gonna jab mostly, but not too much. I would expect the jab to come more from Estrada. I think Bam will probably go to the body a lot more. I think they'll definitely help out this situation, but people are expecting a knockout for Estrada. It's just Estrada's not an easy guy to knock out. So we gotta actually pay attention to what we're looking at out here. Estrada's not Sonny Edwards. That's one thing I do know. And Sonny Edwards is a good fighter. But Estrada's definitely not Sonny Edwards. And I've seen people like Gonzalez be able to go punch for with Bam, even though Bam was dominating later on in the fight. He was able to do some work. So I definitely I feel like Estrada's getting overlooked. I don't know. It seems like Estrada's always got credit, but now in this fight, it's like he's getting treated like an underdog, almost like a journeyman at this time right now. And I can't go with that. If I've been watching boxing the way I have, I can't sit around and talk about Gallo Estrada like he's a journeyman. He's never been knocked out, and to say he'll get knocked out at this point, I don't know if Bam's at the point at this fight is probably 3 years later. Yeah, it'll be a decision, but everybody's saying Estrada getting knocked out. I'm like, angry Mexican. I don't know, man. That's kind of a stretch. If I felt like he was getting knocked out, yeah, it does. The only thing about being inactive recently that I've seen is, and I'm not a fan of the fighters that people said this about, but I've heard other fans say that guys were like needed supplements and stuff like that. But recently I seen a guy who hadn't fought 2 years and it looked like he needed something because he was not doing very well. But I also seen more guys that have been out for like 4 or 5 years that just came back and they box excellent. So it depends on who you are. If I had to guess, I think Estrada gonna come in. Um, he's gonna come in there in shape. He's gonna be in shape, so it's gonna help out a lot. And I feel like he does have a lot more tools than what Sonny Edwards have. So I wouldn't expect him to get just walked down by Bam all fight. But it will be some rounds where it's gonna be close to where he will get knocked out. I think Bam will, and Bam goes to the body a lot, so that'll definitely help him out in that situation. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That was one of them that was on my mind too. I'm glad you said that. Absolutely. Yeah. And who's another guy? How long wasn't the guy Benavidez fought? He was out for like 2 years. Yeah, I just did I got the prediction. I'm gonna drop the prediction when I get off of here. I just did a prediction before I got on here. I had to push my live back. I'm gonna do the prediction as soon as I get off of here. If I would have did it early, I probably would have picked somebody else, but yeah, I'm gonna drop that prediction as soon as this live ends. But yeah, Sonny Edwards, that's gonna be a good fight. I like Sonny Edwards. I like Adrian Carrera. So that's gonna be a big fight to me. I know it might not be a big fight to everybody else, but I think that's gonna be a very good fight. It's gonna be very underrated. Adrian Carrera is always in a classic fight, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Oh, he had a couple of soft touches. Oh yeah, that don't count. It kind of, but yeah, he had those 2 or 3 soft touches last year. You're right about that. Yeah, you definitely right about that. That probably gave him a little more. People don't understand them soft touches, man. Them fights matter. They help you out. But for Breeders not to have one, yeah, that was kind of crazy. Oh, since you brought that up, let me ask you the question real quick. You think that Breeders exposed some, or he just came to fight? I feel like Breeders just came to fight. I don't feel like he exposed anything, but um, I think Avatar he gonna have some work cut out for him because yeah, and he was 39. Like that fight was actually better than the last fight though. But I don't know if Avatar gonna be able to. But he got Zerto in the weight class right now in cruiserweight, so eventually he can fight a guy like Zerto. That might be an option later on this year because I think Zerto is gonna try to. I think Zerto gonna try to get on that Matchroom versus Golden Boy card. Not Matchroom versus Golden Boy. I think it's either Matchroom versus Golden Boy or Top Rank versus Golden Boy. One of those cards. I think it's Top Rank. Not sure. My mind all over the place right now. Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's a lot of guys that gave Usyk some tough fights. When you look down Usyk's resume at cruiserweight, he went against some tough guys at cruiserweight. I think his cruiserweight resume is slept on pretty heavy. Yeah, Badu Jack was actually supposed to fight Canelo, but he's a little too heavy. They wanted him at 75, but Badu Jack probably walks around what 200, 205. He thought about like maybe 185, but I think they wanted 175. I think he has a fight coming up. I think he fought recently. if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but he still fights. He tried to get Canelo. Canelo tried to get him in the ring. He thought about it, but Badou Jack's a heavy guy, man. He's big. He's a big guy. That would have been a good fight between Badou Jack and most of these other guys, but I think they got a lot more talent going to cruiserweight. Yeah, he might be. He might be. At this time right now, I think the belts I mean the belts are there, but they don't really matter at this point. Because from the way I see it, I think Tank Davis has more of a chance of fighting guys at 40. Like if let's just say Tank want to fight at 140 right now, then those other fights at 40 won't matter. You know, one of those champions will fight Tank. So, but yeah, Devin he'll be able to be a champion in recess right now. But um, I don't know. They got the purse bid going around, so it's a lot of things. It's a lot of movement going around. I know they're trying to give Sandor Martin a chance because he's been waiting a long time. Like whether you're a Haney fan or not, like Sandor Martin needs to fight. He don't need to be sitting on the shelf. He's already been in some tough fights with Mikey Garcia, Teofimo Lopez. So I think Sandor Martin waiting is not good for boxing because he'll fight anybody. And I'm a fan of Sandor Martin, so for him not to be able to fight nobody right now, it's not helping boxing. But yeah, but Devin Haney having a purse bid right now. But the thing about it is right now, with Devin Haney having a purse bid, we need to do this for all the fighters. Like as soon as they end up fighting, 2 months left, we need to jump right back into it. Just like Isaac Cruz did recently with the Rayo fight. Yeah, with the Rayo fight, that'll be excellent. Yeah, he should have. He should have. He should have. I kind of felt bad for him, man. Cause Sandor Martin, he's a real good guy, man. He's a nice guy. He fights his tail off too. He fights his tail off. Yeah, it was actually 2 knockdowns. That's that second knockdown. Was it the second knockdown that didn't count or the first one? I think it was the second knockdown. They didn't count the second knockdown, did they? They count the first one. But that second knockdown, that was a knockdown too. They didn't count that second knockdown. People don't understand that fight. Yeah, the second one. Absolutely. Absolutely. It was the second fight. So yeah, you know what you're talking about. Your mind worked like mine. Yeah, it was the second knockdown. So I think Sandor Martin is a good fight for Devin Haney. To be honest with you, from what I'm hearing, Angry Mexican, I'm gonna be real with you. Maybe you hear the same thing I hear. This is the most I've heard people mention Sandor Martin since he fought Teofimo Lopez. I didn't think nobody saw that fight. I didn't think anybody saw that fight. Now I'm hearing people are saying that Devin Haney's scared of Sandor Martin. Everybody should be scared of Sandor Martin. He beat Mikey Garcia, so he's been a threat for a long time. He's an excellent boxer. He's not no guy you're gonna go in there and just walk down and beat up. He's excellent. The way he was countering Teofimo Lopez, his timing is amazing. His punch placement, accuracy. So yeah, I definitely want to see him back in the ring soon. That's kind of more so why they're speeding it up. Even though he did get step aside money, it's like he needs that opportunity. He needs that chance ASAP. But yeah, I don't. But the 140 division, it needs to be. It looks like they're trying to make these 140 fights fast, and everybody at 140 is young. I don't feel that way about the Bam situation because I know he's like I'm glad Bam is fighting Estrada now because if he fought Estrada like in 2 years from now or a year from now, you know, Estrada be older. He hasn't fought that much recently, so yeah. Yeah, he signed with Matchroom. That's the situation. Yeah, he signed with Matchroom. It would have been yeah, it would have been a conflict of interest. He's hoping that he can lure Haney over with a Liam Paro fight. That's what Bob Arum is technically doing as well. I knew Bob Arum was trying to get Devin Haney to fight Sandor Martin probably like January because he signed Sandor Martin to a co-promotion earlier this year. Sandor Martin wasn't signed to Top Rank until this year, so that's when I knew that Devin Haney was gonna be an option for that fight, and also Liam Paro. I knew he was gonna be an option just because I knew he had a chance to win. You said in Billy and Sergey Derevyanchenko. Um, I mean, yeah, I like the in Billy fight. I don't like the in Billy fight as much as everybody else does because um I don't feel like in Billy's unbeatable. I feel like he definitely can be beat, but I'm not as high on that fight as I would be normally. Yeah, I wouldn't be as high up at that fight as I would be normally because recently it looked like Derevyanchenko took a step back. He kind of showed his age for the first time that last fight. Yeah, he been through too many wars. That last fight, Derevyanchenko ain't look like his normal self. His legs was kind of looked like his leg was stuck in the mud just a tad bit. So I don't think that's the same Derevyanchenko I'm used to seeing. So I'm definitely I'm leaning toward Billy in that fight, but I didn't like how Derevyanchenko looked in this last fight. Honestly, didn't. I honestly in my mind, bro, I actually expected somebody like Billy and Morrell to fight, but since that's not the case, I'm trying to get myself excited about that because in my mind, I felt like if I didn't see Billy and Morrell, because they were actually going to be mandatories for each other eventually, if Morrell would have stayed at 68, but people said that he's chasing Benavidez and everything else. You giving Claggett any shot to win versus Teo? Absolutely, 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 absolutely. The only reason I say that is because the things that Teofimo has trouble with is what Claggett is good at. If you look at Claggett's resume, um, he took a lot of fights early on when he was younger, and took a lot of losses. But if you look at more so recently, he's fought different early in his career. It might be one of those fights where Claggett will look good in the fight, and people say he's a bum. And I can't believe he looked that good against Teofimo. I give him a shot, but I got Teofimo winning. I got Teofimo winning. I think Teofimo gonna be motivated. He's not overlooking Claggett at all. I think the fans are more so overlooking Claggett than Teofimo is. I think Teofimo's actually been locked in lately. Seems like his old self. The married Teofimo is not the same as Teofimo who's not married. It's a little different. Yeah, it might be time to hang it up if he gets a loss like that. It might be time to hang it up. It might be time. He had too many wars, even though he only has like what 20 fights, a little bit close to 20 or 20. It's gonna be time to hang it up. He's been through too many wars. Like if you look at his resume, he fought none but like Hall of Famers or borderline Hall of Famers. Can't be fighting guys like that back to back for years and years. Like his resume stacks up with anybody, and these guys couldn't drop him at all. He got a few robberies on there, but is T.O. Power overrated? No, I don't think his power is overrated. I appreciate that Kevin effect. Shout out to the realest boxer. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. The realest boxer, Angry Mexican, Kevin Effect. Appreciate that, man. I'm glad that you respect my boxing opinion. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Honestly does. No, I think T.O. got I don't think his power is underrated. I think he's only what, 26? So he's technically like just entering his prime right now. I know if you look at my page, it might look like I don't like Teofimo Lopez, but no, I think highly of Teofimo Lopez. I actually decided to give him a break and lay off of him just because of Teofimo takes the tough fights. It's kind of weird that Teofimo is fighting a guy like Claggin and everybody's saying he fights bums, but he fights a tough fight every time. I don't understand. I'm confused. I don't know what boxing fans expect from certain people anymore. I don't understand. You can put Teofimo, as far as his tough fights, you can put it up there with Canelo, anybody. You can put it up against anybody. He's taking tough fights. He fought Sando Martin after he beat Mikey Garcia. Fought Josh Taylor recently, and Josh Taylor was putting hands on Jack Catterall recently. That was a close fight. And yeah, I don't know why T.O. did that. It didn't rub a lot of people the wrong way because, you know, a lot of us say some stupid stuff. I might say some stupid stuff. But yeah, the way he just went about it, it was like unexpected. But I feel like the pressure overall. I don't know what his dad be saying. I guess most of the time he says whatever his dad says. So if his dad feels that way and he co-signed it, it is what it is. But no, I don't feel like that. Top Rank just started really having black fighters recently. They haven't really had anybody besides what Shakur Stevenson, and then Devin Haney only took the fight with Kambosos because Teofimo wasn't in the mood to really rematch Kambosos. So if it wasn't for Teofimo turning down if he would have beat Kambosos, Top Rank wouldn't have as many black fighters right now as they have. But when the Devin Haney situation happened and then he didn't beat Kambosos, everything changed after that. He has to understand too that Devin Haney fought Lomachenko before Shakur Stevenson, so Shakur Stevenson is really the one who got robbed in this situation. So I didn't understand why Teofimo was so angry. But yeah, and also Teofimo was able to go to Triller Boxing and everything else. So he had plenty of opportunities. He's fought on 3 different networks, technically 2 networks. He had the chance to fight on 3 different networks. He's fought on DAZN and Matchroom. A lot of guys really don't have the opportunity to fight on DAZN and Matchroom by the time they're 23, 24. So Teofimo has to understand he's had a lot of chances recently. You said, I don't know if I'm trying to figure out, is it good for boxing if he does sign with Bob? Technically, just on the outside looking in, it seems as if Bob's trying to do good by Shakur Stevenson after fumbling the situation with Terrence Crawford. It seems like Bob's trying to do a lot better as far as that situation, but especially with the last fight, you know, he put the fight in the stadium for Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson didn't like the Thursday fight, which I understand, but it was like his own day kind of. But yeah, that Josh Taylor fight, Bob. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad you said that. Bob's he's been a little off lately. Like he's not as sharp as he was. When the last time he was sharp? Around, like as sharp as he was when Haney fought Lomachenko. He's starting to show his age now. Bob's a little bit older now. You can tell he's not as sharp as he was. He's still a sharp guy, but he's starting to slip a little bit. I can finally start to see it. So that's definitely gonna be you said the most underrated fight. I would think the most underrated fight could possibly be I missed it live though. And the most I think the best fight on I wanted to see that Tim Tszyu and Virgil Ortiz fight. I'm not gonna lie. They're not having that fight right now, so I'm kind of leaning towards Isaac Cruz and Rayo, just because I haven't Rayo in a ring with a guy like Isaac Cruz. I haven't seen Eastside Cruz in a ring with a guy like Rayo. I mean, I have like Tank Davis, but Rayo's a guy. He goes for the knockout. Like he'll go for the knockout. So we haven't seen too many guys in a ring with Cruz who's just gonna go strictly for the knockout. He'll box too, but he has the power to just go straight for the knockout. So it's gonna be a fight I never seen them in before. So I think once that fight is over with, we'll look at that fight and say, man, we never seen Cruz do that. Cruz, he can box and brawl. So and Rayo can do the same thing. So it could be a fight where Cruz can end up boxing and Rayo could be brawling. So I have no clue. I think it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be underrated, even though people are looking forward to it. I like the Andy Cruz and Moran fight too. Even though Moran is a guy that Devin Haney stopped a couple of years ago, I think like 5 years ago. But I think Moran is a good challenge. Andy Cruz trying to move up pretty fast so he can get some big fights. I think he's 28 right now. Yeah, I didn't get to see it live when Bob was yelling, man. I didn't get to see it live or anything. To be honest with you, I don't even know if I seen the full video when I think about it right now. I seen how Jack Catterall was looking in the background. That's the most funniest part about the whole video. Look at how Jack Catterall is looking in the back of the video. Yeah, he hasn't been the same. I think overall Josh Taylor, I think the age just creeping in. He's still a good fighter. I don't think Josh Taylor's he's fallen off or anything like that. I think he just ran into some challenges that he couldn't handle. He lost some close fights. Catterall, that was a close fight. People said Catterall dominated him, but that fight was possibly closer than the first fight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think Josh Taylor got a lot left in the tank. But he definitely doesn't need to move up though. I don't think he has enough strength to fight at 147. He can outbox a lot of guys there, but as far as dominating, I don't know. But I think Josh Taylor still can do something at 140. He's an older guy now, but he still has a chance to do some things. Yeah, those are the fights I'm going with too. Big Baby Miller or Andy Ruiz. I'm a fan of Andy Ruiz. I like Andy Ruiz. It's funny because I'm gonna tell you something. It's funny because I picked Andy Ruiz to beat Joshua, and I don't know why, bro. Because looking at it now, Andy Ruiz he was super fat when he fought Joshua. But I don't know. I just like those guys who have fast hands, and so Andy Ruiz, he's a very good fighter. But and Eastside Cruz, man, I like what he does. Eastside Cruz is a dog, man. He's only 25 years old. So I like guys who are really accept any fight, like Eastside Cruz and Mario Barrios. Yeah, Artem's a very good guy. Artem actually beat Carlos Adames in the amateurs. He's not a bum. He's definitely not a bum. This guy's a real deal. He's not a bum. He was actually beating Frank Martin a lot throughout that fight. Frank Martin needed that knockdown, and he needed to dominate the last couple of rounds to actually beat Artem. So I think Artem is a very big challenge for a guy like Shakur Stevenson. He's an Olympian. I think Artem's an Olympian. Yeah, people don't know him, but man, go back and look at that Frank Martin fight. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Go back and look at that Frank Martin fight. The funniest thing you'll ever hear is like when Artem's trainer or coach or might be assistant, he's like yelling out sound effects every time that Artem punches Frank Martin. It's hilarious. But the dude is accurate though. Like he's one of the most accurate fighters I've ever seen. Like if he wants to punch you on the chin, he'll do it whenever he wants to. He doesn't have excellent defense and he's aggressive, so that kind of his chin is good, but he can get cracked. He can get cracked a little bit. Is that what's going on now? I hear some news coming out about Gary Antoine Russell coming out right now on Twitter. Is that the fight that's being talked about right now, Angry Mexican? I just heard somebody mention a fight like that recently. Oh, I mean, just 5 minutes ago. I'm trying to see if Gary Antoine Russell is he fighting Josh Taylor? That would be a good fight. I feel like he possibly should have went into the zone. I thought that's what he was gonna do, go to the zone. I know he's thinking now, like, man, I should have went to the zone. He should have went to the zone, man. Oh man. Oh man, Devin Haney just vacated his belt, bro. Devin Haney just vacated his belt. He will not be fighting Sandor Martin. They say that Gary Antoine Russell is a mandatory for somebody. I don't know what the news is. They say Devin Haney just vacated his belt. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia doesn't need a belt. I think the fans are trying to play games on us a little bit because if you really think about it, certain guys don't need belts. Like Anthony Joshua doesn't need a belt. Ryan Garcia doesn't need a belt. People gonna still come for a fight. And to be honest with you, Anthony Joshua doesn't need anybody to, or Ryan Garcia. They don't need any belts to try to make a big fight. I think the belts just make it the fight bigger, but these guys don't need a belt. The Ryan Garcia situation already showed that belts don't really matter that much. You know, Floyd been saying it for years, but that really kind of proves it. Nobody cares that Ryan Garcia doesn't have a belt right now. So I think Devin Haney dropping the belt. It's not like he's gonna like he needs to get a belt to make a big fight. Most of these guys don't need a belt to make a big fight. Yeah, he said it a couple of days ago too, as well. Teofimo doesn't need a belt, man. Like he has a belt, but he doesn't need a belt. It's good for boxing, but it's certain fighters that don't need a belt at all. Isaac Cruz only had a belt for like 2 months, so he doesn't need a belt either. There's certain fighters that don't need a belt. Like they will have a big fight no matter what. But it makes everything look better though. Oh yeah, champion recess. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I noticed that. I noticed that. I'm glad you said something about that. I don't like that. I didn't like when Andrew Ruiz lost that weight when he was like, "Oh, I need to lose weight because people." Man, when he did that, when he was playing around with his weight before the second Joshua fight, I didn't like that, bro. To be honest with you, looking back now, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Like he makes me nervous now that he's not the same way as he was before because him having that weight, that was a plus. A lot of guys couldn't really lean on him and do certain things in the inside. But I think Chris Arreola is just a dog, though. Arreola is just a dog. But yeah, when him coming in lighter, though, he was a little chinny for me. Yeah, a lot of guys don't need belts, man. Ryan don't need a belt. I told people last year he's gonna try to make the big fights. He doesn't need a belt. To be honest with you, and this might be a conversation we might talk about later on. I don't want to make this about belts or anything right now because I wanted to ask a question about something. But does having belts actually help? Because these young guys don't need belts to make these fights they've been making. That was Abel Sanchez. I thought he was with Manny. Man, I don't even know why I can't think of his name right now. I thought it was the other guy. It was Abel Sanchez. I thought it was the other guy. His other trainer. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. I know this guy's name. I said it a million times. It wasn't Abel Sanchez. It was another guy, wasn't it? The other Mexican guy? I know who you're talking about, though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm kind of mad, man. I felt like Chris Yoyola had a couple of more fights in him around that Andrew Ruiz fight. Like before that Andrew Ruiz fight and after. Oh, so that was Abel Sanchez. I thought that was somebody else. I don't know why. I'm usually good with trainers. No, it was Manny Robles, wasn't it? That was Manny Robles. No, his old trainer was Manny Robles. And I've been seeing Manny Robles on every fight card recently. Come on, Blitz, man. Chill, bro. We just talking about boxing, bro. This dude, you tripping. Yeah, but he said I love the belts, but it doesn't hold the same weight today. Yeah, it don't. It don't. I don't think the belts are I don't think the belts are really as big as of a deal as everybody trying to make it seem. It just don't. Most of the big fights don't involve a belt. They don't really involve a belt. I hope it gets back to where it used to be, as far as the belts actually mattering. But I feel like overall, if you can get back, if the fighters can get back to the way guys like Pacquiao used to move, I think belts matter a lot more. But right now, it's a lot of choosing going on, man. Like certain fights. Also, like, and I'll say something that a lot of people don't realize. I think it's a lot of pressure put on people like Teofimo and Devin Haney, even Ryan Garcia last year. I know people say, well, Ryan Garcia's fought Tank Davis and Devin Haney. Before he fought Tank Davis and Devin, like he was 35 years old. They'll try to claim it. Oh no, Andrew Ruiz just trained with Manny Robles, bro. Look it up. Look up Manny Robles. I don't know about Abel Sanchez when that was, but he was with Manny Robles around that. Yeah, the animal. Nah, people said Devin Haney is not the best at 140, man. They said that and that was part of my thing I was gonna bring up too. It was like I was kind of surprised, man. People was giving Sandor Martin his credit recently. And I'm like, bro, fight against Teofimo Lopez and he got no credit for that fight. He beat Mikey Garcia. People said that Mikey Garcia, you got to prove that just goes to show you got to prove yourself a lot of times when you're actually in a boxing game like this. Because if those guys would have lost any of those fights, they'll call him a bum. So I definitely feel like that was a huge opportunity for a guy like Sandor Martin. But For him and Haney not to fight each other right now, I don't understand. I mean, that's a big fight to everybody else right now. I mean, okay, but I felt like when Teofimo fought the guy, it was a big fight. That's kind of what my situation is with it. A lot of people feel like Teofimo Lopez not fighting Claggett is, to be honest with you, he can fight Claggett right now, in my eyes. But I want to figure out where these fans stand at. So anybody ask me if I'm losing my mind right now when I say this. So Teofimo had lost to Kambosos. He had a close fight with Sandor Martin. He beat Josh Taylor. He had a very close fight with Jermaine Ortiz, but the Sandor Martin fight, people feel like he lost that fight. And he got dropped twice in that fight. They only counted one of those drops. So if Teofimo would have got dropped one more time, he would have been in the same situation that Devin Haney's in. And he already has a loss to Kambosos. I'm hearing people right now running around saying that Devin Haney needs to get a rematch. I'm hearing people say that Devin Haney needs to get a rematch with Ryan Garcia. But they didn't want to see Teofimo Lopez. I put a video out probably 8 months ago where George Kambosos' dad said, not 8 months ago, like 3 or 4 months ago. George Kambosos' dad said that they didn't want a rematch and he turned it down. Now, if Teofimo is on everybody's pound for pound, why are people not mentioning that? And how can he lose to Kambosos and still be on people's pound for pound? And why he don't have to defend his rematch? And he got dropped twice in a fight that he lost. I mean, that he won. And he still can't give the guy a rematch. And instead of Teofimo getting a rematch, they want to see Devin Haney fight a guy that dropped Teofimo twice, while Teofimo is still on pound for pound. These are American fans saying this. This isn't fans. I think Sandor Martin's from Spain or somewhere. So this is not like fans from Spain that's saying this. These are guys from America saying that losing to Ryan Garcia is worse than losing to George Kambosos. Getting dropped twice by Sandor Martin. But for some reason, when Teofimo beats Lomachenko, it means more than Devin Haney beating Lomachenko. That's why I don't want to see Tank Davis fight Lomachenko, because the only person that got credit for beating Lomachenko is Teofimo Lopez, and that was years ago. So everybody that's beating, no, I have no problem with anybody putting them on pound for pound, but I have no problem with Teofimo. Teofimo's a young guy, bro. If I want to make an excuse for Teofimo, I can make real excuses. Teofimo got one of the best resumes as far as these young guys. These young guys, they got resumes like Teofimo. Devin Haney's fighting some of the same guys that Teofimo's fighting, but everybody else is like 30 years old. These guys ain't got resumes like Teofimo. So Teofimo, he can be on pound for pound. But I don't want people to sit up here and say, well, you got to rematch this guy. Nah, we ain't doing that. Kambosos should have got rematched by Teofimo a long time ago. Kambosos is not a power puncher. He just got stopped by Lomachenko. Devin Haney washed him twice. And that's the guy that Teofimo lost to. And he got dropped by him, didn't he? Didn't he get dropped by Kambosos? So if you get dropped by thank you. Thank you. And I like Teofimo Lopez. I'm going to still watch Teofimo fight. All that other stuff, but I got to call it. I got to tell the truth. I got to tell the truth. That's why I said Teofimo can fight a Claggett right now. It's a lot of guys that don't even got Kambosos, Sandor Martin, or Ortiz on there. Yeah, it was round 2. I think Teofimo just got to get back to that jab, though. When he does jab, he jabs a little bit too much. He jabs way too much. He tries to jab like Manny Pacquiao. He jabs way too much now. Now he doesn't even throw a jab. So I can't really say Teofimo's going to do something in the next fight because people don't realize it. But Teofimo hasn't really jabbed much in the last 2 or 3 fights. But So people got to understand that the knockout power comes from he got to set up the jab. I mean, the jab gonna set up the knockout, so he got to figure out how he's gonna jab. He don't really jab as much no more. Kambosos dropped T.O. round 2 of yeah. He did. Oh, so yeah, he dropped Kambosos in round 10. Absolutely. I'm glad you said that. Because I was thinking, like, didn't Kambosos get dropped? But I think Kambosos would counter it a lot more. Teofimo started too late to really. He was too aggressive too. In that Kambosos fight, he was way too aggressive. He was way too aggressive. He was trying to knock Kambosos out like the second round. Yeah, but he possibly does, but I think Teofimo is still a good fighter though. Without Teofimo right now, actually, if you take his resume out of boxing, it's not really too many big fights other than what he brought to the table. If you want to be honest about it, a lot of guys act like they couldn't fight Lomachenko because around the time that Teofimo was fighting Lomachenko, I wanted Tank Davis to fight Lomachenko, and these fans are so weird because it's like they're like, oh, now Tank can fight Teofimo. Like, bro, Lomachenko. Like Teofimo been fighting Lomachenko. Like, bro, I'm not finna give nobody no credit for beating Lomachenko. And this dude had already fought Lomachenko a long time ago. Like, what are we doing? I don't know what we doing in boxing. I don't think a lot of people know who Lomachenko is other than from the Devin Haney fight, to be honest with you. Because Lomachenko just fought. He just stopped Kambosos, and nobody thought that was a big deal, but it was. I think that's the first time Kambosos been stopped. Yeah, he finished off strong. Yeah, absolutely. He took the fight. Teofimo just started off late. I don't want that situation to happen for a guy like Bam or nothing like that to be aggressive this weekend, because a lot of people saying that Bam gonna get a knockout. And shout out to Blitz, man. What's up, Blitz? Tactic and the realest boxing. But I think Bam gonna be aggressive though. But I don't want Bam to be in a situation where he try to get a knockout early, then he gets hurt, then later on he gonna be in a position where he got to go for the knockout. Teofimo, he don't jab a lot though. If you're a guy who can jab, you're gonna cause some issues with Teofimo right now. And a lot of boxing fans don't understand that. They think this is the same Teofimo from the Lomachenko fight. He doesn't have that confidence like that no more. His confidence is not there. If he's not throwing a jab the way he's supposed to, he definitely doesn't have a lot of confidence. For what I've seen. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good fight though. I think this weekend gonna be a major fight. I think a lot of people sleeping on this weekend as far as the fights. Frank Martin and Keyshawn Davis. To be honest with you, that's a tough one for me. Even though that Frank Martin got beat up by Tank Davis recently, I feel like I don't know. I like Keyshawn Davis as far as his amateur background and the way he's been getting better. I would say Keyshawn slightly in that fight. I don't know if he'll be a knockout, but I think that I would take him slightly in that fight. But I think Frank Martin's still a good fighter. I think Frank Martin's a very good fighter. I don't know if Frank Martin would actually move up to 140, like people said. He could do that because he beat Michelle Rivera. Michelle Rivera looked very strong at 140. Michelle Rivera looked very strong at 140. I don't see what everybody's saying about Gary Russell right now. Let me look it up. They're gonna have Elvis Rodriguez on the undercard for Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, I don't see anything they're talking about right now. I don't know. They're just talking about random stuff. Adrian Carrell pretty good. Adrian Carrell is yeah, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna put some updates out later on as soon as I get off of here. I'm gonna see what's going on. They got some news coming out. Adrian Carrell, you can't sleep on him. He's pretty good. Kind of fights like Eastside Cruz, but he's a skinnier guy. He likes to go for the knockout. Actually, Adrian Carrell fights like Eduardo Hernandez. Yeah, he fight like Hernandez. That's what he fights like, to be honest with you. Hernandez jabs a little bit more though. Carrell got an excellent jab, bro. He did not jab at all though. But I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think Sonny Edwards gonna have a tough fight. Carrell has a lot of power. He's aggressive too. Sonny, he's a guy who moves left or right. So that's kind of how Carrell's knockout recently. And then I don't want to be wrong, but I think Zepeda fights this weekend. Yeah, the women fights that was on last week, the girl fights they had on last week was very good on Matchroom card. I think the best fights I seen this weekend that just passed was the girl fights. I got mad though because I don't know, it was a very close fight, man. To be honest with you, I didn't want to bet because of how close the fight actually was, but it was a very good fight, man. Girls who fought on that Matchroom card, it was man, I forgot her name. I think it's Shannon Ryan. I don't want to be wrong. I think it was Emma I forgot her other name. The Emma girl. Delon or something like that. Forgot her last name. Starts with a D. But yeah, that was an excellent fight they had on. These women fights be a lot more entertaining than the men fights, to be honest with you. I wouldn't lie about it. Especially on the Matchroom cards. If you see a Matchroom card or a UK card and they got some girl fights on there, I would definitely check those out. Those been good lately. Those early afternoon fights, those been good. They come on usually like around 2, probably 3 Eastern. Oh yeah, you're right about that. He has had three trainers. Yeah, he was training with Manny Robles around that Joshua fight. Man, I can't believe he did that, man. And I'm gonna just say this real quick because Angry Mexican asked me. This is what Robles said about Andrew Ruiz when Andrew Ruiz was going to fight for the Joshua fight. You know, he went to the Anthony Joshua rematch. Manny Robles said Ruiz did not go to the gym. He went from outing to outing, never complied with the diet. When he returned to training, Ruiz was well above his normal weight. The result was as expected. He lost by unanimous decision. The trainer commented that he never heard from him after that, and it was Ruiz's father who thanked him and told him that Andrew would not be returning to his gym. Disgusting. And Manny Robles is a very good trainer. One of my favorite trainers. So I don't know what the deal is of him leaving. Then Ruiz left Eddie Reynoso, so he needs to get Andrew Ruiz gotta start making his own decisions, man. To be honest with you, I think Wilder was right about this situation. Yeah, Carissa Shields is a very good fighter. People don't know it, bro, but we haven't really. When I was I would say like 10 years ago, I was begging to see women fight on television. I was begging for them to show women on TV. A lot of these guys who watch boxing, they don't know, bro. We've been begging to see women fight on television for years. Years. A lot of these guys are spoiled now because they've seen a couple of hundred fights, but we've been begging years to see women fight. Carissa Shields a dog. She does everything I want these guys to do. Yeah, the girl she's fighting at heavyweight, she has some huge legs, man. And the girl's not like a fat girl. She's like in shape and has huge legs. She had a picture she put up recently. The girl's huge. I don't know if she's Hispanic. She looked like she's Hispanic, but she could be just lighter color. I don't know. Yeah, but Clarissa Shields gonna put on an excellent fight though. Yeah, I watched a lot of those fights. Yeah, I seen the leg. Hey, when she was standing next to that girl with the legs though, hey, bro, it was funny because somebody was told Carissa Shields, she had wilder legs in the yeah, she got a YouTube channel now. Yeah, she got a YouTube channel. I be watching it sometimes. She's entertaining, man. She's funny. She's entertaining. I'm glad she's not like one of those girls that when a guy says something to her, she's like, "Oh, cancel them." Like if she was like that, she'll be unlikable. But I'm glad she doesn't like do the extra. But I feel like that division's gonna be good. They got a lot of fights being made right now. Shannon Ryan said that, Michaela Mayer said Shannon Ryan turned down the deal. I might be saying her name wrong. I think it's Sarah Ryan. You know the girl from UK. Her last name Ryan. I think the one that just beat Katie Taylor, if I'm not mistaken. Might be wrong about that. But yeah, she's they got a lot of girl fights being made right now, big fights too. I seen that the other girl was in the cage fighting too, that Carissa Shields fought. See, it's crazy that the females is doing MMA and boxing. These other guys are like, man, I'm not trying. They're fighting once a year. You got these girls fighting in MMA and boxing. That's what I'm trying to see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. Fighting and then yeah, fighting guys is fun. That's pretty crazy. But when I seen her, she actually had a movie. If y'all haven't seen it, Carissa Shields has a movie that came out probably what 4 or 5 years ago. It's very good, man. It's very good. It was very good. She has a movie that came out a couple of years ago. I watched the whole thing. I haven't watched too many movies lately. I seen that. It was pretty good. Yeah, she's a dog, man. She worked for everything she got. And she's like one of the first females to be on television. I think she was like the first female to fight on television. So it's not easy to make that happen. But this summer it's gonna be a lot of fights coming on. This weekend's definitely gonna be a lot of fights. Am I mistaken, or is it Zepeda fight this weekend? Or am I wrong about that? Zepeda's fighting this weekend against Giovanni Cabrera. Well, I might be wrong. It might be in July. Let me check that for a minute real quick. Because Giovanni Cabrera, he took Eastside Cruz to his limits. Bro, tripping. Come on, Blitz, chill, man. We just talking about boxing, bro. Please don't be trolling angry Mexican on here. Oh, you said July 6th? Dang. I gotta figure out who fights this weekend then. Cause I know Top Rank gonna have at least like 3 or 4 fights on there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That PFL league. I actually wanted to see because they tried to make Wilder fight. Wilder was gonna fight Ngannou in PFL, MMA, and boxing. But I would like to see probably Joshua or somebody in there too. That would have been pretty decent. But I'm glad they're doing that kind of stuff. You know, that's the stuff we dream about. We always wanted to see boxers in the MMA ring. So the fact that it's a girl first, yeah, you know, Blitz should be tripping, man. Nah, yeah, man. Blitz, chill, man. Relax, man. Ease up off my dog, man. Come on, man. But yeah, actually Estrada, a lot of people thought Estrada lost her last fight too. Hey, did y'all think Estrada got whooped in that last fight? That's a good question. I haven't asked anybody that. You think she got whooped in the last fight? I think she was jabbing well, but she wasn't really exchanging like that. I think Estrada got them hands. Yeah, bro, we are too, bro. But you gotta chill, Blitz. Blitz, you gotta chill, bro. We're just talking boxing on here. You already know the conversation me and you had the other day, bro. Y'all gotta excuse Blitz, man. He a black guy from Australia. Yeah, bro. Come on, man. Read the room, man. I told you we trying to get to the next level, Blitz. We can't get to the next level like that. That conversation is for me and you only. Oh, okay. Okay. I understand. Yeah, just chill, man. Angry Mexican, he cool, man. My dog been here every day, man. Yeah, Angry Mexican. Of course he like Mexican fighters. I mean, it's obvious. But he make conversations good sometimes. Sometimes he let me think the way I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but Blitz, you good. But yeah, this one of the guys right here though. I have no idea. That's a good question though. Angry Mexican, I ain't never asked you that. I would say yes for right now. Nah, Angry Mexican, of course he is, man. See, even Angry Mexican laugh. Angry Mexican might look like Wilder or somebody. What's going on, man? So this is S. Stevenson. So this is probably Shakur Stevenson. This pound for pound, one of the pound for pound kings right here, man. Shakur Stevenson. Everybody give him a round of applause. He worked hard, man. I know he in the gym right now. Y'all look out for my dog, Shakur Stevenson in the building. Yeah, he is. Angry Mexican is hilarious, dog. Yeah, he's hilarious. No, he tell it like it is. He's hilarious though. Yeah, shout out to Stevenson, man. What's going on? What you on here talking about? Oh no, Shakur ain't no coon, bro. He ain't no coon. No, Shakur ain't no coon, bro. Shakur is a dog. No, he ain't no coon. Definitely not. Shakur is definitely not a coon. To be honest with you, Shakur might be one of the top boxers these next couple of years. He might be the top guy these next couple of years. And that's a fact. Yeah, I know. I don't know, man. The way Tyson Fury be leaning, man, possibly. Tyson Fury, I'm 300 pounds. He probably would pull that off. The way he be leaning, he didn't lean against Usyk. Like the fights where Tyson Fury couldn't lean, man, he done had a hard time. Yeah. Shakur doing better though. He doing better. The stuff Shakur Stevenson been saying lately, he's been on point, man. He's been telling the truth for like the last 9-10 months. Yeah, he's been doing an excellent job. He been doing a better job. He been interviewing better. He been in the gym. He haven't been talking about what he gonna do and all the other stuff. He gonna put on a great performance next couple of weeks. I co-signed that Shakur Stevenson gonna put on one of the best performances we ever seen. And I don't usually co-sign people like that. I don't even say that about my own favorite fighters. I guarantee Shakur Stevenson gonna have one of the best performances we ever seen in boxing in 2 weeks. I guarantee. And that's not me. And I don't never say nothing about him on this channel, but he gonna put on one of the best performances I ever seen. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Remember I said that. Guaranteed now. He's gonna put on one of the best we ever seen. I kind of feel that way about a couple of people. It's a couple of guys who they got some performances they can shock us. Like as much as I'm kind of rolling with the Shakur fight is on the 13th, Adam. Shout out to Adam. What's going on, Adam? Shakur Stevenson fight is on July 13th. No, not July 13th. What am I talking about? It's July 6th, ain't it? Bro, it's a lot of fights coming up these next couple of weeks. I don't know if y'all understand. Look this up. I'm saying 13 because I just did Boots Ennis prediction before I got on here. So pardon me if I put out that bad information just now. I think it's the 6th. Let me look it up real quick. So it's July 6th. So it'll be what, next week? What's that now? A week from now, 2 weeks? A week and a half? So not this weekend coming up, but the weekend after that. You say, am I excited for Teofimo's next fight? Yeah, Teofimo, he's done enough to where I'm not gonna ride his back all that whole time. As far as I'm not gonna try to because I have criticized Teofimo a lot, but I'm not gonna sit up here and act like he needs to fight a top guy right now. If you look at his resume, he's fought Sandor Martin, Kambosos, Lomachenko. He fought Josh Taylor. He's fought Jermaine Ortiz. Everything I wanted Teofimo to do the probably the last 2 or 3 years, probably 4 years, he's done. So he's a guy. I'm starting to mature. You know, we all grow. So I give him a lot of leeway as far as not forcing him to take big fights because he's already taking big fights. I don't need to force him to do anything. Yeah, he did. I think that left hand, if you go back and look to, I think it was the 9th round. It might have been the 7th round. I don't know if it's the 9th round or 7th round, but when Usyk let that left hand go, if we go back and look at the fight, I'm gonna tell y'all about something about the fight real quick. You go back and look at the Tyson Fury versus Usyk fight. Usyk didn't let that left hand go until like the 7th round, probably. And when he threw that left hand, he immediately busted Tyson Fury's nose, like with one punch. As soon as he threw it, boom. Then he busted Tyson Fury's nose. And usually, you know, Tyson Fury, he'll rub his nose with his gloves throughout the whole fight. But when he got his nose busted, when Usyk punched him in the nose with that left hand, oh, he was really rubbing his nose. He was definitely rubbing his nose. And that's only happened like twice recently since I seen. I think Nick Ball did the same thing in his fight. And I was like, man, these guys been rubbing their nose a lot lately. So that's when I know these guys were bleeding real bad. Yeah, I think you think T.O. get a knockout? I'm glad you asked that. Steve Claggett's not an easy guy to knock out. And I'm gonna give y'all a tip too. Claggett kind of fights like Kambosos. I know he has like 6 or 7 losses. Please don't miss those losses. I mean, Claggett is a dog. The reason why he has the losses he has is because he fought guys that were better than him at the time he fought them. They didn't knock him out particularly, but they outboxed him. But he was in dog fights every time. And he kind of fights like Kambosos, a counter puncher. A lot of other things, you know. Teofimo doesn't do well against guys who can counter punch very well. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. Man, I forgot about that. It was funny because recently I was like, didn't he date Joel Gonzalez's sister or something like that? Yeah, I forgot about that. I didn't know until the guys was actually fighting. When they got in the ring, I was like, oh, he's fighting his girlfriend's brother? That's crazy. Yeah, that tends to happen more than you think. Barrios is dating Figueroa's sister right now. I think they either have a baby on the way or they just had a baby. That tends to happen more than I thought. Yeah, we gotta give him credit. I gotta give him credit. I can't. If I don't give Teofimo credit, I can't give these other guys credit. Because technically, around Teofimo's age group, he possibly has the best resume. Possibly, as far as the toughness and everything else around it. I heard a lot of people say they feel like Teofimo's resume better than Tank. I can't argue with that because he has Lomachenko, Kambosos. He has a resume. Like, let's be honest. He's only 26 and he has a very good resume. I have said put pressure on him, like he needs to fight Tanker, this guy, but he does have a resume. I will say that. And during the shutdown, you know, when we had all the stuff going on out here with the shutdown and everything in the world, he was putting on some big fights around that time. Up until now. Yeah, that punch changed the fight for Usyk. When he landed that punch, I was like, ooh. And you know, Usyk wasn't throwing no bombs like that in that fight. And to be honest with you, I think if Usyk wanted to, he could have fought Tyson Fury like he did that whole 9th round. The way he fought Tyson Fury in that 9th round, he could have did it the whole fight. He wasn't chasing Fury. He wasn't letting his hands fly the whole time. He really didn't let his hands fly until he had Tyson Fury hurt. So I feel like Usyk, he didn't really show everything that he could have done in that fight. Hey, Blitz, you see what Angry Mexican said? Hey, Angry Mexican said you give it T.O. credit for saying, but you say a little chick or a bum though. He said you said Lobo was a bum, but you give it Teofimo credit though. He probably talking about me as well. No, I know Loma's a good fighter. He said houseway. I think I think Loma's a very good fighter. I don't like that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I'm a fan of Tank Davis. I'm a fan of everybody, you know what I'm saying? But man, I don't like that Tank Davis is fighting this guy. Technically, back man, he supposed to be fighting this guy at the Teofimo. Should have got this guy when Teofimo had him. Loma wanted to fight Tank before he fought Teofimo. I don't know the fan. I'm asking y'all this because I don't know. Do y'all think the fans have they been scared of guys to fight Lomachenko over the years? Because even when Teofimo beat Lomachenko, a lot of guys weren't lining up trying to fight Lomachenko. Do y'all think guys have actually been scared of Lomachenko and they're just now trying to age him out? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I think people are trying to age him out, to be honest with you. Even though most of the guys he's fought have been on top rank, that's a good excuse. You know, Loma has fought most of the guys on top rank, so technically you got to be associated with top rank to get some of those fights. But I'm glad Adam said that. Say it again, Adam. Say it again. Adam, I don't understand that, bro. Adam, I don't understand that, bro. I thought about that last night. I don't understand, Adam. I really don't. I do not understand that, Adam, at all. I do not understand. I mean, we've seen a lot of guys who've been boring. We've seen a lot of guys who've been boring from one fight. You said Loma a way better fight? Nah. The Shakur Stevenson, I don't think so. As far as styles, probably. But as far as difficulty, I don't know, man. Because if you look at how big Shakur Stevenson is now, Shakur Stevenson is way bigger than he was a long time ago. Even though I like Lomachenko for the style against a guy like Tank that can move around, I just don't know. A lot of people saying that, but to be honest with you, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna tell you a secret. If I was you guys, I would lean towards Shakur Stevenson, because once it goes bad and Shakur Stevenson end up making these guys look bad, you'll have 1 foot in, 1 foot out already. I'm just giving advice. I wouldn't be all out on Shakur Stevenson. I wouldn't do it. I'm just being honest. I would not be all out on Shakur Stevenson. I'm telling you guys. I've seen Ryan Garcia turn down Shakur Stevenson recently. I've seen Pitbull Cruz turn down the fight, even though Pitbull Cruz was advised to do it technically, allegedly, because they're still trying to make. Because if Shakur Stevenson would have fought not Tank Davis, but if he would have fought Shakur Stevenson and Shakur Stevenson would have beat him up bad, it would have made Tank Davis look bad, because that's his toughest opponent. He just said recently. They asked him recently who his toughest fight was, and he said Isaac Cruz. And I just heard some information today that they're trying to make that fight next. I don't know how true that is, but I do have a video. If you guys will look it up, which I did on Tank Davis recently. I would say it was a month before Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia. They said that Shakur Stevenson would be the next fight. So for Shakur Stevenson to be the next fight and it not to be happening right now, I don't know how much confidence. Like, to be honest with you, the only fighters that actually we don't know who they're gonna fight is technically Tank, because we don't know. You know, with Loma, I already knew who he was gonna fight 8 months ago. I knew he was gonna fight Kambosos. So usually these other guys, I know who they're gonna fight. Even Teofimo. Yeah, he just got beat up. Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. And I'm gonna tell you something else too, Angry Mexican. I'm glad you said that. That win that Walters just got recently, it does not make Lomachenko look bad. It makes him look better, because Walters looked nice in that last fight. He probably had fight of the year, man. That fight he had on Pro Box TV was one of the best fights I ever seen. It really was, especially for a guy who hasn't fought in like 4 or 5 years. I was very impressed with that fight. Yeah, he won a lot of respect from me in that fight. Adorno's not a bum. Yeah, network exclusive deal. Okay, Kev. I see what you're saying. Loma got a network exclusive deal. You said Loma a way better fight. I mean, technically, bro. I mean, 78. I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, I have been saying that. I will be probably lying if I feel like Loma is the better fight. Even though Loma did stop Kambosos in that last fight, I don't know if Loma's legs is under him like it was though. And Loma's only fighting like once a year right now. And if you look at Lomachenko, he's a guy who's fought multiple times throughout his career as far as before he turned pro. So for him to be fighting less in the pros, it's not really good, especially the age he's at now. Jermaine Ortiz. Yeah, that Ortiz fight was close. It was. I looked at it the second time. I think Loma could have possibly edged it out. The second time I looked, being honest, I don't know if it was close as what I thought it was the first time. I might have been more surprised that Ortiz jumped out on him like that. Yeah, Loma legit at 35. He's legit at 35. And I respect Loma too, because he could have went back to 130, man, and nobody would have said anything. I'm glad he stayed at 135. You said he'll get put to sleep? He said he'll pulling up guys at 130. He fought Gary Russell, though. I'm not going to lie. He fought Gary Russell. He did fight Gary Russell. I'm not going to lie about that. And if you think about it, Loma did fight Tio and Devin Haney. So just for me being unbiased, I've been laying off of Loma. Ever since the Tio fight, I'm like, not TO, but the Devin Haney fight, I'm like, I'm gonna lay off of Loma. Loma didn't have to take that Devin Haney fight. He could have waited till Devin Haney was Devin Haney's heavy now, so. And then what's crazy is a lot of people didn't say nothing about Devin Haney's weight before when Loma and Devin was making the fight. So I do give Loma credit for that. I'm not gonna lie. You said Shakur runner. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That last fight was pretty bad. But I told everybody, bro, if you go look at my prediction for Edward De Los Santos versus Shakur Stevenson, that's probably the best prediction I ever did in my life. I'll never do a prediction better than that. That prediction video was literally like 2 or 3 minutes long. I told everybody, just because De Los Santos has power, and you got to be real, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something else, 78. De Los Santos got beat with a jab, man. He got beat with a jab. Whether me and you think Shakur Stevenson was running or not, he got beat with a jab, man. Either Shakur Stevenson is the best fighter to ever live, or De Los Santos ain't that good. You got beat with a jab? Nah. Even Pitbull Cruz said that De Los Santos, that was his fault in that fight. He said if that was me, I wouldn't have been waiting around on Shakur Stevenson. You said Tank versus Shakur, no bueno. You'll definitely watch that fight. If Tank and Shakur Stevenson fought tomorrow, you'll watch that fight. That's a guarantee. Tank and Shakur fight, you'll watch that fight. That's a guarantee. If you'll watch De Los Santos Shakur fight, you'll watch Tank versus Shakur Stevenson. How many champions that Walters beat? Nah, Nonito is not a bum, bro. You tripping. You said Nonito's a bum? Nonito Donaire, who just fought Inoue twice at an old age? You think he's a bum? No. Nah. Nonito is the reason why Inoue is even on pound for pound, if we want to be real about it. Inoue wouldn't even be on pound for pound right now if it wasn't for a Nonito fight. Nonito fight, he fought everybody. When he retires, he's going to have a Manny Pacquiao type resume. You said Loma over the hill. I can't say that because he just stopped Kambosos. Kambosos never been stopped before. And I'll also say that Ukrainian fighters, they style lasts a little bit longer as far as how they fight when they get up in age. So I think that'll work out too. But I don't know, man. Loma ain't been fighting him. If he would have fought 3 times last year, I'll say Lomachenko all the way right now. Yeah, Shakur's a fresher opponent, man. And he's stronger right now. Loma's not in his prime anymore. Yeah, Rigo did want that fight. I didn't know Rigo was that small, though, until he got in the ring with Loma. I didn't know he was that small. I knew he was a small guy, but he was small. He's a small guy. He's not. Walters is bigger than Rigo is. So there was no excuse for Walters. Oh, for that Rigo fight, he said that? That's crazy. No, Rigo was a dog, though. I like Rigo. You said Pitbull will beat up Lomachenko right now? Nah, I don't know, bro. I think that's a bad style matchup, to be honest with you. Unless he's gonna go in there and go to the body like he did against Tank. But Pitbull struggled against he struggles against boxers, guys who could turn corners and stuff like that. Giovanni Cabrera fights similar to what Lomachenko does. And Isaac Cruz struggled against Cabrera, the guy who Zepeda's finna fight. Giovanni Cabrera is a very good fighter. I actually picked Giovanni Cabrera to possibly even upset him in that fight. Nah, he's just a young guy, bro. He's just a young guy, man. Usually young guys say bombs. Even sometimes I catch myself saying bums because they say it so much. He said I'm very best with bums. No, Rico was a problem. Rico was a problem. Even in that fight, what that fight he got booed in? That Casemiro fight? Man, Casemiro couldn't hit him at all. Now Loma gets respect. Loma gets respect out here. After he just stopped Kambosos never been stopped before. Kambosos had been in the ring with T.O., Maxie Hughes, and Devin Haney recently. No, stopping Kambosos, that's a big deal, especially at the age he's at now. Kambosos almost got out of that fight without getting stopped. Yeah, he was hugging a lot. He was clinching a lot. I would agree on that. He was clinching. Because look, Blitz, even though I like Liam Parr, I picked him for that fight. He was clinching because in that 7th round, man, I thought he was gonna check out. As soon as he said, "Man, I'm tired," his trainer was like, "Man, you winning the fight. You gotta pull it together." I thought he was finna fold, man. So Matias ain't no easy fight now, but he can get outboxed. But I'm gonna also say this too, Blitz. Even though people have a hard, people complain about clinching. Clinching is not easy, man. It's not easy for certain guys to clinch people in the ring. Some of these guys are too strong to get clinched, like Usyk and Ngannou. You see how Ngannou threw Tyson Fury across the ring when he pushed the back of his head? He said Loma sticks and moves. Pitbull wins on points easily. Yeah, I don't know if Pitbull could chase with that high guard. With that high guard like it is, I don't think Loma's gonna be. All Loma gotta do is turn Pitbull. I think that's a bad style matchup. Not everybody can do that to Pitbull though. So Loma's like one of the few guys who can do it. Cabrera did it a little bit, and I'm telling you, it looked bad. People don't talk about the Cabrera fight. Yeah, I heard about that, man. He almost had a serious situation going on. I haven't seen him since that happened. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna actually look him up and see what's going on with him right now. Yeah, I thought he almost gonna pass away in that situation. He said I was checking myself about Loma. Yeah, Loma nice. Yeah, Loma nice. I ain't gonna say he that. We just got high expectations for Loma. That's it. Just want to see him fight the best. But he's been fighting the best. I can't force him to fight Tank because Tank ain't trying to. I mean, I never heard nobody turn down no Tank Davis fight. So as much as fans trying to say, well, yeah, Tank said he gonna fight Loma now. Brother, ain't nobody turned down no Lomachenko fight. I mean, no Tank Davis fight ever. Nobody's ever turned down the Tank Davis fight. So people trying to make it seem like Tank been chasing Loma. Nah. Loma fought Teofimo and Devin Haney. There's no way people gonna make me try to think that Loma picked Devin Haney and these guys before he wanted to fight Tank. Tank ain't had no belt. Then Tank just got a belt now. He said he was 60 years old. Rigo was 60 years old. Rigo is going to debut in Russell. Oh, y'all see what Kevin Effect just said? Oh, he did fight on YouTube after? Okay, I'm slipping. That's my bad then. So he's going to be fighting on bare knuckle soon. Okay, I'm going to look that up. I'm glad you said that. I didn't know that. It's a lot of people fighting on bare knuckle right now. I know Austin Trout's doing an excellent job on bare knuckle. If you would have bet on Austin Trout last time, you would have won some money. I'm gonna write this down. Rigo, bare knuckle. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up, man. Hey, you know what's crazy about the bare knuckle and Rigo? I'm glad you said that. You know, Rigo's so hard. He said I gotta correct all blitz tapes. Hey, I be looking at you Mexican, angry Mexican and Blitz. Y'all like stepbrothers. Whatever Blitz mess up on angry Mexican fit, they like stepbrothers. Yeah, you know, hey, you know, he just trying to sell a fight. At the end of the day, he just trying to sell a fight. I'm not gonna lie. If I had let's just say if I had Raymond Muritai, he was my only fighter right now, I'd say Raymond Muritai better than Floyd right now. I know I'll be lying, but I'll say it because I'm a promoter. Got to promote the fight, so I'll be like, yeah, he better than Floyd. I see why they say it, but yeah, it sounds crazy. Like you can't pick another name. He could have said, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard's still alive, so Sugar Ray Leonard would have been like, Bob Aaron, what the hell are you talking about? So he wouldn't have said Sugar Ray Leonard, but come on. Blitz said, Bam and are all way better fights than Loma. Nah, Abdullah Mason's still young. I think Abdullah Mason is that guy. But I think and Floyd Schofield recently, he has another fight coming up. So Floyd Schofield already has 2 fights lined up. And one of those fights might be hard. To be honest with you. He been in the gym though, so I think he gonna be working. But Bam's only 24. I don't know. Do people feel like Bam too early fighting right now? He's only 24 years old. If Rigo can't get hit with that bare knuckles though, because you know his defense is amazing. If you can't hit Rigo with that bare knuckle, he might wash everybody in that just off his defense alone. Because you know it only takes a couple of punches. A lot of guys can't hit him, so that man can go undefeated in bare knuckle for 5 years straight, probably. Yeah, he can definitely go undefeated for like years. Are you high on Andy Cruz? Yeah, I like Andy Cruz. I like Andy Cruz. Blitz, come on, man, chill. We just talking about boxing, man. You messing up the room, man. Come on, relax. We just talking boxing. Andy Cruz is I'm high on Andy Cruz. I feel like he's a good fighter. Everybody feel like Andy Cruz just needs to fight Keyshawn Davis for some reason. I feel like that sounds like a casual conversation because that's the only guy they seen him fight. So they're like, yeah, Andy Cruz need to fight Keyshawn Davis. Like, bro, you know how many guys at 135 right now? Andy Cruz is almost the same age as Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm high on Andy Cruz. I feel like he's a good fighter. He only got like what 3 or 4 fights. He can't move that fast with that many fights. Can he beat a guy like Keyshawn Davis? Now that would be a good fight to have right now. To be honest with you, Keyshawn Davis fighting not Keyshawn Davis, but Andy Cruz fighting Shakur Stevenson. That'll be a good fight. I think that's a very good fight. All right, Blitz, you ain't got to be like Martin Luther King right now, man. Blitz be on his Martin Luther King stuff, please. You know. He said crocodiles. Yeah, it's gonna be some good fights coming on recently though. I gotta look up Teofimo's his fight card. I know it got Elvis Rodriguez on there. Who else is on there? Hey, do y'all know who fight card gonna be better this weekend between Elvis Rodriguez and not Elvis Rodriguez, but the I'm almost forgetting who fights this weekend. The DAZN card or this Teofimo card. I hate when they have big fights on the same time, like on the weekend. Oh, this Teofimo card is pretty. Oh, that's the old card. I'm talking about the new one, man. Yeah, that's Steve Claggett guy. He's decent. I don't know how good his chin is. I know he's been in some tough fights. Let me see what the okay, they got Robeisy Ramirez. That's who's on there. Robeisy Ramirez is gonna be on there. He fighting Benitez. Okay. Okay, so Robeisy fighting this weekend. This thing got an iPhone 20. Y'all dudes like step brothers, man. I ain't gonna be able to stop y'all. Yeah, but Robeisy Ramirez fight this weekend. That's gonna be a good fight. Hey, did y'all hear about the fighter that did y'all hear about the fighter that got suspended today? But he died like in March. Y'all heard about that? It was a fighter that got suspended today, but he's dead already. This guy died like 3 months ago, and they suspended him for failing a drug test from last year. That's the craziest story I ever heard. For that, they also. Oh, okay. Hey, I got some news right now. I'm gonna show y'all. Dang, this is wild, man. So Devin Haney just vacated the belts, right? Hey, look at this, man. This is insane. Man, check this out. This is crazy. Hey, y'all reading this? So they got Pulo finna fight Sandor Martin. Let me just go ahead and put this other part up. So Pulo is the champion now that Devin Haney vacated the belts. And look at this. Look at how fast that happened. Hey, you know what's crazy, bro? Everything we've been talking about the last couple of weeks is starting to happen. Everything we were talking about the last couple of weeks is starting to happen. Well, last couple of months, to be honest with you. So Pulo, he's gonna get Devin Haney's belt now. He's getting Devin Haney's belt. And he's gonna fight Sandor Martin next. That's gonna be an excellent fight, man. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea. I'm glad you said that. No, I have no idea. I have no idea. That's an excellent question, though. Hey, matter of fact, 78. The fact that you said that, I'm gonna try to figure out why and how. I'm just coming with a scenario after I figure out some facts, but yeah, he's still a champion in recess right now. But you know, Charlo, he borderline right now because he had like 2 or 3 mandatories. He had that Bakaram guy, then he had Tim Zoo. He is a champion in recess, but he borderline. It was a close fight against Gary Russell though. So it didn't like he didn't lose like basically getting destroyed, but I can see why. But it's so many guys at 140. I don't know what the situation is going to be. I know Prograve's fighting Jack Catterall in August, so Catterall and Prograve's not an option. Barbosa was going to be an option for that fight, but they might save him for the top ranked matchroom situation. I don't know what his next move is. No, that's not true, Blitz. Lucas Miller get a lot of love over there. It seems like Lucas Miller get a lot of love over there. It's starting to change a little bit. It ain't as bad as you say. I know what you're saying, but it ain't that bad like that. You know. That's a good question. I can't remember. Is it the I don't know. I don't know which one it is. Man, you know that dude been shuffling so many belts, man. At one point, I was just trying to figure out was he gonna fight somebody or not, because he had like 2 mandatories at one time. That's why 54 is so crowded right now with Fundora and all these guys fighting. I would like to see Charlo at 60 right now, to be honest with you. Even though 54 has a lot more talent, I feel like 160 needs about 1 or 2 more guys there for that division to really be decent, because you got like Janovic and all those guys right there, but people are gonna move up soon. So I know Tim Zoo said that he'll move up pretty soon. So after, I'll say sometime next year, I'll expect Tim Zoo to probably move up to I feel like Tim Zoo will possibly be at 160 next year. He said he would. He actually was gonna try to move up later on this year, but it's not happening like that. It's hard to follow this as a hardcore fan. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. You said Janovic and Carlos Adames. They might try to make that a undisputed fight, from what I'm saying. Yeah, I seen that Janovic talking about going 68. I think he was saying that just for like a Canelo fight or something like that, or I don't know. He called somebody else out recently. I don't know if it was in Billy or somebody like that, but it seems, from what I'm seeing, it looks like they're trying to build that fight with Carlos Adames. Janovic actually wanted to fight. No, it wasn't Janovic. Adames was supposed to fight Charlo for a mandatory, but they was going to let Charlo wait for Canelo. Then they possibly were going to make Charlo for September, but I think they might go with Berlanga or somebody. They already took the 160 belt, I think. Yeah, I know, that's crazy, ain't it? He already knows he's gonna fight. hey, hey, 78. He already said he already knows what he's gonna fight already. So he can go in there, train, and he can sit ringside and figure out, strategize. Yeah, you're right. When you think about it, it's pretty wild. Janet was talking about moving to 68 though. That's wild. I gotta look up some more information on it. I've been keeping up with Janet, man. I be trying to put out all the information, you know. Some of this stuff be old. They be repeating the same thing. Like that Joshua and Dubois fight. This dude over here trying to be Martin Luther King, man. No, I've been having some. You know what's crazy? I've been running across a lot of prospects lately. I do not be remembering these guys' names, and I'll go along and won't even. I haven't heard about Iglesias. What weight he fight at? Yeah, it's kind of crazy that yeah, I don't know why they put him in that spot. I didn't understand that. It seems like he didn't get a chance until he lost his spot. I guess the fight was for the chance to fight on champion, but I think things are actually moving fast at 140. That's gonna help. We got a lot of guys at 140 that haven't fought anybody yet for an interim belt or anything. I know Barbosa, even though people think he got robbed, he was in a robbery recently. Yeah, he was calling out Billy. Oh, that's what that was. Okay. I thought that was clickbait. So he was calling out Billy at 68. Okay, I seen the same thing you seen then. I think Billy needed a couple of fights. I don't know if Billy's like he has the strength and he can fight inside and everything else, but he doesn't jab a lot though. So if you can stay on the outside and kind of tee off on Billy, you'll have a chance. But a lot of these guys like to fight with the high guard. They'll get beat down by Billy like that. Power punches are too hard, man. That's crazy news, man. Devin Haney just. Somebody said Gary Antoine Russell just lost to Pulo, so he's the mandatory. Yeah, that makes sense. It happens all the time in boxing. It happens all the time. Lomachenko just lost to Kambosos, and he fought for not Kambosos. He lost to Devin Haney, then he fought for the belt against Kambosos. So it happens all the time, man. At the end of the day, if you're always fighting people and you putting yourself in position, you're gonna have chances like that. I think boxing been going on long enough to the point where people know that a lot of guys fight for belts after losing. Now, in a guy like Isaac Cruz, he had to wait and go to another weight class, but it happens. I think Navarrete is gonna fight for a belt after losing. But you gotta think about how many fights he actually taken lately, though. It depends, man. If you're a guy who's fighting a lot of people, it could happen. Hey, it's crazy. I found out about that spider stuff. I asked about the spider stuff recently, bro. I asked Blitz about the spider stuff recently. I was like, hey, what's up with the spiders and stuff? He said the spiders is real. Man, somebody told me that like a long time ago. I thought that was fake. They was like, nah, man, there's spiders everywhere in Australia. I was like, what? Spiders? Yeah, you really got to be from Australia to know that. Oh, so Ortiz, Virgil Ortiz is gonna fight Siri Boacek. I don't know, man. I might like that fight better, to be honest with you. Boacek versus Virgil Ortiz, that might be a better fight for me. I like the ones we talked about earlier. I forgot who said it earlier, who mentioned those fights, but I like Virgil Ortiz versus Boyacek fight. I already announced it, but yeah, this is gonna be a good fight. I'm not gonna lie though, these guys holding up these divisions is kind of helping out. Now we got Billy and Virgil Ortiz at 54. Boyacek, he's basically in a position to get a belt again. He said going Titanic. Yeah, it might be for real. Yeah, this is definitely it's gonna be a good weekend, man. I wonder what fight's gonna be close this weekend. I got a question. Who y'all think gonna be have a closer fight this weekend? Bam Rodriguez or Teofimo? I think if Teofimo have a close fight this weekend, fans gonna try to tear him to pieces. They're gonna be like, hey man, you just went 12 rounds with a guy who got 7 losses or whatever. They're gonna try to give him a hard time. You did Bam? Yeah, I do too. A lot of people got Bam knocking out Estrada. Estrada never been knocked out before. Never. And if you look at that Gonzalez fight, yeah, it's not even about respect, Angry Mexican. It's not about respect, man. They talking like he's a bum, man. Like they're talking about he getting knocked out. He hasn't fought in a while though. Yeah, go look at Claggett. He fights like Kambosos, I'm telling you. He fights just like Kambosos. They got a lot of Canadian fighters fighting too right now. So yeah, he's part of that. He said I support my Mexican brothers and sisters. Yeah. He funny. Yeah, Blitz, you supposed to be working on that jab, man. Forget all that. What about that jab, bro? Blitz, you working on that jab, bro? You supposed to be going to the amateur circuit right now. Blitz, you ain't telling me nothing about no jab, bro. This dude Blitz be going in. Nah, Teofimo gonna have, if he don't jab in this fight, he's gonna have some trouble trying to just exchange. I mean, he can go for the knockout, but I don't want it to be a situation. He tried to go for the knockout against Kambosos. That's why it went wrong. It ain't like he just got dominated, but to try to go for the knockout, it messed him up. Then he tried to go for the knockout again. That's when he knocked him down, like y'all said, but he tried to go for the knockout again. Man, Shakur Stevens is gonna be a problem next week, though. Next week, he gonna be a problem. Yeah, man, working on that jab, man. Forget what they talking about, man. When you learn how to fight, bro. You won't need. Yeah, that's how you gonna be able to get your get all that anger out, bro. You gotta get your anger out in the gym, man. Once you start kicking butt, bro, you ain't gotta worry about all that. You gotta put them words to actions, man. I'm gonna ask you soon, man, to start posting some you gotta start posting some of your gym work in on the YouTube. Posting yourself jabbing and working out. I'm gonna be checking up on you soon, man. I'm serious about that. I want to see you jabbing soon, bro, and working on your technique. They already got a lot of amateur fights over there. You supposed to be trying to go pro soon. But yeah, I think Bam. I think he gonna try to go to the body a lot in this fight, though. He's not gonna try to head hunt with Estrada. And like Estrada said, like Estrada said Chocolatito can't show him much because Chocolatito is a forward fighter and he fights on the back foot. So it's like he said he could show him, like he could tell him what kind of punches I throw and everything else, but we're two different kind of fighters, so he don't know the kind of style I fight, really. So and what Estrada said is him fighting the guy. That yeah, it's like that everywhere though, Blitz. It's everywhere. It's like that. Every country has people like that. I mean, every country. Yeah, man. Post your clips up soon, man. You supposed to be doing that every day, man. That's work. You could be getting money for doing that, so especially on like TikTok or whatever. Yeah, them kangaroos will beat you up though. If you fight a kangaroo, you'll go viral. If you can fight a kangaroo and beat them up, I ain't saying destroy them, but I'm just saying if you can spar with a kangaroo and get away, yeah, you'll definitely go viral. Bob Arum will sign you tomorrow. He be like, you seen that kid that beat up that kangaroo? We need to sign him. Yeah, you in Australia, so if you can beat up a kangaroo, yeah, it's no question. Ain't nobody finna question your abilities. I ain't seen nobody beat up a kangaroo yet. Yeah, that's Mike Tyson stuff. You know, Mike Tyson used to hang out with them tigers and stuff like that. So if you can be around a kangaroo without getting beat up, yeah, you're gonna be next level. Woo, man, that's a lot of bread. Albert said he bet $1,000 on Bam Rodriquez to go to decision this weekend. Man, that's a lot of bread. They going decision for 1,000. That's gonna be huge. Nah, he 19. Blitz 19. He said 17. Yeah, that's gonna be huge. Everybody I don't think it's gonna be a knockout though. Oh, I didn't know Regis Progress started boxing at 17. Well, Frank Marsh started boxing at 17 as well though. I didn't know Regis started boxing at 17. I think Frank Marsh has a lot of skills for fighting at 17 though, starting boxing at 17. A lot of skill. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. So that's why you be going in like that. Oh, I understand now. Oh, okay. Anthony Joshua, he gonna fight Anthony Joshua is gonna fight Daniel Dubois in September. And then after September, he's gonna end up fighting Tyson Fury in March of next year. after Tyson Fury fights Usyk. Joseph Parker don't have a fight yet. He was trying to fight Daniel, not Dillian White, but I think Dillian White, he either has a fight coming up or he just fought. And then he wanted to fight Joe Joyce. I don't know how that's gonna work out as far as Joe Joyce. We'll have to see. It might be a situation where Joseph Parker might end up fighting somebody like, I don't wanna say Daniel Dubois, 'cause that'll be what, 3 times he fought this year? But if Joseph Parker don't fight on the September card or in October, he'll fight most likely. If he doesn't fight on the Bitterbill and Bivol card in October, he'll fight on the Usyk and Tyson Fury card. Just don't know what opponent he gonna have yet. They got a lot of what I see they're doing now is they have the domestic fight, and whoever wins with those fights, they'll send them to Saudi Arabia and have those guys just like with the Willie Hutchinson and Craig Richards fight. Yeah, that was hilarious. He put up a couple of videos out like that. Yeah, that was funny. I think the best one I seen was Vos. Yeah, that's the best one I seen. Hey, I'm not gonna lie though, Chisora did give Usyk his toughest fight though. Chisora did give Usyk his tough, but that last fight he had, oh my god, against Gerald, man, that was terrible. It was a good fight. It was just better than what I expected. So it made Chisora look a little sloppy, but it was a good fight. I like Chisora. He talks a lot of crap, but I like him. Yeah, but I feel like it's hard to tell a boxer when to hang it up. To be honest with you, it's hard to tell a boxer when to hang it up. I felt like Roy Jones should have hung it up like 10 years ago, but he'll still be boxing these days. Roy Jones was boxing for a long time, bro. George Foreman, I'm used to seeing old guys box for a long time. So, uh, shout out to Blitz, man. Yeah, Blitz the young guy, man. So y'all gotta give him a break. Yeah, I got tired of seeing Roy when he started getting that gut and he was still boxing. I'm like, man, seeing Roy Jones box with a belly on him is this ain't what I wanted to see, man. Yeah, seeing him fight old was like the hardest thing. He said cooking hot pockets. I ain't ate a hot pocket in so long, man. You just made me hungry thinking about that. Yeah, Roy Jones, man, when he was fighting when he got older fighting, not to say he was bad or anything, it was just like, man, because Roy Jones was so athletic and he was a machine. Then when he got older, it's like, man, he just throwing a jab and he's fat now. I'm not gonna lie though, he was moving in the ring when he fought Tyson Fury. I mean, not Tyson Fury, but Mike Tyson. When he fought Mike Tyson, man, he was running all around the ring. I was like, man, Roy Jones, if he would have fought like that against everybody, he would have been undefeated. It's actually like hot pockets. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I used to live off them things. They said cooking hot pockets. Hot pockets the best invention that been made in the last 20 years. Yeah, I think all this commotion about boxing, though, it's becoming good, man. It's giving us something to argue about. I like it though because these fights are happening so fast. We can't even argue about certain things no more. These fights happening so fast, man. It's like back to back, back. Tank just fought, Ryan just fought, Devin Haney just fought, Usyk just fought. So Yeah, he should have went to cruiserweight. He could have dropped a couple of pounds and. But you know, people love the situation as far as going to heavyweight and things like that. They want Apatow to go to heavyweight right now. They want him to go to heavyweight. They want Benavidez to go to heavyweight. They want Benavidez to fight at cruiserweight and heavyweight. Sometimes they rush these guys too fast to go to heavyweight. Then I know the guy that what's his name? Richard Riakpo, who just lost 2 weekends ago. Riakpo, he going to heavyweight from cruiserweight. He's a big cruiserweight, but I don't know if he's big enough to fight at heavyweight though. Yeah, it does. It does. That's what it usually does too. It usually does that, especially when you see what Roy Jones did, when he moved up, then came back down. Like, nah, he's doing too much, man. Roy Jones was doing a lot back then. He was trying to fight everybody though. Gotta appreciate it. He was doing a lot back then. That's why I think Canelo got away from that situation, because he just wanted to fight at a higher weight. He didn't feel like cutting that weight, and I feel like if Canelo would have probably stayed at 54 all these years, he probably would have got dropped by now. His punch resistance probably would have went down from cutting all that weight. You see how comfortable he looks in fight week when he's just in his normal weight. He said, "I support Apatow." Oh yeah, Apatow is a beast. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something else too, Blitz. A lot of Australians told me about Apatow. They told me he was one of the best over there. So y'all definitely be getting support. They told me about him a while ago. They told me about him and Justice Huni. Yeah, they told me about Justice Huni too. Yeah, after that John Ruiz fight, they end up getting destroyed. He was doing a lot of moving around that time. Let me tell you what's funny about that. I had just started to learn about weight classes when I was a kid around that time. And when Roy Jones was jumping these weight classes, I was like, bro. I was like, wasn't Roy Jones just fighting smaller guys? Why is he at heavyweight? And that's when everything started changing. I was like, man, he's tripping. He was that good though. Roy Jones was that good, bro. Man, they got a lot of fights getting made right now. They got Boychek in the fight, Virgil Ortiz. They got that Sandor Martin fight coming up. It's gonna be a lot of changes coming on. It's gonna be a lot of things going on these next couple of months. Yeah, Floyd is fighting John Gotti. That last fight he had with John Gotti, gonna do the rematch. It's weird because he was supposed to fight Victor Ortiz. And you know, Victor Ortiz is the guy he ended up cracking when the guy was had his hands down. So he was gonna rematch Victor Ortiz. But now he fighting John Gotti. John Gotti almost gave him the work that last fight. John Gotti got some hands a little bit. Mess around and get beat up out there. He said Floyd tripping. Yeah, he tripping. He said right now who wins between AB and Floyd? That's a close one. I know AB looked bad in his last fight, but I didn't like how Floyd looked against I forgot who that guy he fought in Miami. That was a bad fight. That was one of the worst fights we ever seen Floyd in. That Miami fight he had. That was a bad fight. Didn't he get touched up against Logan Paul. I feel like he could have knocked out Logan Paul, but didn't he get touched up against in that fight? To be honest with you, this probably be the best chance Adrian Broner have. Hey, it's funny, bro. If somebody told Adrian Broner, hey, you gotta fight Floyd, he'd probably come out with a 6-pack, man. He'll probably come out with a 6-pack. That's probably the only motivation he'll need for a fight. That's funny you said that. Yeah, he's a beast. Virgil Ortiz is a problem. He this is crazy because he just returned to the ring this year. For him to be fighting these big fights right now, yeah, I can't go against Virgil Ortiz as far as anything he's trying to do right now. I'm on board with that. He fighting Boychik. He could have had Tim Tszyu. I think that fight can't happen because of the cut. So yeah, he hasn't made 154 yet. I know that's a situation, but I think that 1 pound, he's not gonna worry about that 1 pound. I think that 1 pound I have him he'll be all right. It's the summertime, so he'll be able to shed that 1 pound. It's gonna give him enough time. He's been out a long time though. It's kind of hard to get back in the fight mode as far as your weight when you've been out that long. I think he's gonna be ready though. He's fighting for an interim belt, I think, so at 54. So I definitely feel like Virgil Ortiz, this is his chance to make something happen. And he's not waiting around either. He don't want none of these guys who came behind him to jump in front of him. He doesn't want guys like Xander Zayas and all these guys to jump ahead of him. And he's already been around for so long, fighting big names, Mean Machine, and everybody else. Yeah, Jake Paul was huge. Yeah, 78. I don't know about Floyd in that fight. I think it'll be close. It's gonna definitely be a decision. It ain't gonna be no knockdown in that fight. Yeah, Logan Paul was huge, man. He's not as big as Jake Paul is right now. Jake Paul is huge right now. Man, I'm kind of glad Mike Tyson ain't fighting Jake Paul right now. Man, Jake Paul is huge right now. I'll probably have to go with Jake Paul in that fight. Jake Paul looks huge. He is humongous. He look like Brock Lesnar on the UFC. I definitely wouldn't want nobody to fight Jake Paul right now. It said Virgil Ortiz versus Boots is the fight I like in the future. Boots got a lot of good fights coming up. He's not gonna rush into the situation because, to be honest with you, Boots fighting a whole bunch of guys right now. Ain't gonna do nothing but have them in tough fights and broke at the end of the day. Because they ain't trying to pay for the certain. They should be paying a lot for those fights. I think PBC was gonna try to make Boots and Tim Tszyu down the line, but they might switch back, and it might be a situation where Boots end up fighting with. I wouldn't say that. I'm not gonna say that. That'll be me wrong to say that. But I think they'll all be under one umbrella in a minute. Turkey Al-Sheikh can make things like that happen. Turkey Al-Sheikh's already talked to Boots, and it looks like he's talked to Virgil Ortiz as well. So they're gonna make all those fights happen. Yeah, they all on the juice, man. They all on the juice. It's a lot of guys in the UK that's getting off of the juice though. It's a lot of guys in the UK right now. Bro, the UK has these guys scared to be juicing right now. There's nobody juicing in the UK right now. That's not happening. I can almost guarantee that. The UK, they clamping down on that stuff. They gotta get guys over there shook. Some of these guys taking off 3 or 4 years because they can't juice. Yeah, Mike need to chill, man. He an OG. Especially how big Jake Paul was recently. Man. You know, Mike's not a small guy technically. You know, even though he's older. Oh yeah, you know I'm a smart guy, man. Blitz, trust me, I'm a smart guy. I know. I know a lot of stuff. You see, I know about Australia already. You said Keith Thurman. To be honest with you, I'm a big Keith Thurman fan, man. But at the end of the day, I don't like. It seems like everything that people were saying. I agree with you. I agree with you. Everything you just said. Yeah, Boots at 147, but 78. What they were gonna try to do was they were gonna try to have Boots fight Barrios in that situation, and then they were gonna try to have Boots fight Tim Tszyu, but Barrios is in a situation right now where he's with PBC, and then Boots his promoter end up dying, so he ended up getting out of the contract, and that's why he went to the Zone and got more money. He got more money fighting on the Zone, and the Zone they fight more over there. So at PBC you can only fight like once or twice a year. So Boots wants to be active. You know what I'm saying? He's been at 147 for a long time, and he's not really fighting that much. Fighting once a year is not really what he wants to do. No, it's only 7 pounds. No, I don't think Tim Tszyu's that big. I don't think Tim Tszyu's bigger than Boots that much. Because at the end of the day, he's gonna have to fight Tim Tszyu eventually. If not, he's gonna fight Tim Tszyu's brother. Tim Tszyu's brother at 54. And eventually Boots is gonna move up to 54. Yeah, Boots is he's at 54. What you mean only 70? Only what? He said only. I know what you're talking about. Never mind. I mean, bro, look, think about this, bro. They said that Boots could beat Tim Tszyu. I mean, Crawford. So if Boots could beat Crawford, that means he'll watch Tim Tszyu. As far as that's what everybody else is saying. So I'm just going off what everybody else is saying. I'm not rushing these guys because the fight gonna happen. But people say that Crawford, they said Crawford have trouble with Tim Tszyu. So I said, hey, it's gonna be hard, man. Tim Tszyu's a dog. Yeah, but I like Boots, man. I think Boots gonna have a great fight this next in 2 weeks against David Avenesian. He just got to be in the ring though. They trying to put him in a ring with guys who fight 3 or 4 times a year already. Yeah, I know, man. I didn't like that Keith Thurman situation. I really didn't, because I felt like he was a big name around the time. He was making a lot of fights. He was trolling. He was really trolling Errol Spence for a while. He was trolling him for a while. Errol Spence didn't like that, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, they didn't like the way Keith Thurman was trolling them so bad that they don't even want to fight him. Now, if I was just, if I was to say, well, Spence don't want to fight him, Terrence Crawford don't want to fight Keith Thurman either. They didn't like the trolling. I don't know how far it went, but when Keith Thurman was teasing them with a fight, they don't even want to fight the guy. So he could possibly be done. And then you gotta think about it. The Fundora fight ended up being good against Tim Tszyu. So people don't even pay attention to him. If the fight would have been bad, people would have said, oh man, Keith Thurman should have made weight. Or he should have just fought with the injury or whatever. Yeah, I think Avenesian, he's a good fighter, man. It's gonna be a tough challenge. I'm not gonna lie. He's not going in there to lay down. But yeah, he definitely getting them papers ready. 78 cent only. You said Keith helped them? Yeah, he did. He did calling their names out and stuff like that. But what didn't help Keith is saying 2 or 3 years ago, oh, Terrence Crawford ain't fought nobody. He said Terrence Crawford ain't beat nobody at 47. He's not that good. Yeah, I like when Keith be trolling and stuff. Yeah, he's one of the best promoters. He can definitely promote himself very well. But yeah, a lot of guys don't like that stuff, man. Guys like Spence and Crawford, when they was going back and forth, I guess it felt different to them. They knew the fight would possibly be happening, but when Keith was doing it, they didn't like it. They're still mad about this situation. Terrence Crawford said, "I'll never fight Keith Thurman." Then Earl Spence was like, "I'll never fight Keith Thurman." And I'm like, whoa, they never said that they'll never fight nobody. Yeah, they good. They good. That's a good comparison too. They kind of in the same situation. You're right about that 78. Yeah, Keith did help Earl Spence. A lot of people found out about Earl Spence from Keith Thurman talking. That's a fact. Yeah, it's gonna be a body bag in there. Hey, it's crazy. A lot of these guys got homecoming fights coming up. Shakur and Jerron Ennis. I wonder what crowd's gonna be more excited. You think that Philly crowd gonna be more excited than the New Jersey crowd? I think that Philly crowd gonna be hyped. Because who told me they haven't had a fight? I think Jay Will said that. Shout out to my dog Jay Will. Jay Will said they ain't have a fight out there since like 2012 or something like that. I don't know, something crazy like that. They haven't had a fight out there in like 11 years. I thought Danny Garcia fought in Philadelphia recently, but I'm pretty sure if Danny Garcia, he said, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. You better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, bro. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. My brother, he used to laugh. He used to laugh because when they used to mention Earl Spence, you know, Keith Thurman used to be like, "Yeah, the boy is good." You know what I'm saying? He's calling him the boy. Just disrespectful, man. You know what I'm saying? Like super disrespectful. Didn't even call him by his name. Just call him the boy and stuff like that. Like, come on, man. I'm not gonna lie. It was hilarious though, but 2003. That's 21 years. Man, that's a long time, man. Yeah, guys got to start fighting in Philadelphia more. Especially if the crowd is sold out. Now, if it's sold out, man, and it's jam-packed in there, guys got to start fighting in Philadelphia more. I mean, East Coast fights used to be the biggest fights. Before Vegas, we always have Vegas fights, but yeah, that's crazy. That's what I don't understand. Yeah, Boots is better on the inside. His defense is good too. He likes to use defense when he wants to. Boots the kind of guy, he don't care about he'll try to walk you down and fight in the inside. Like he only cares about defense when he needs it. But he'll make it a brawl if he wants to. That's why that fight against Abernese is gonna be a classic. Yeah, it's gonna be a knockout crowd. Okay. Yeah. You're right. You're right. I agree with that. I agree with that 78. It's gonna be a knockout crowd. In my mind, I can see them jumping around and yeah, I definitely see that. It's gonna be a knockout crowd. I agree with that. 2003 is insane, man. Yeah, Philly, a big boxing city. That's why I was surprised. I'm like, Danny Garcia ain't fighting Philly. You would think you would have thought he did, but when you think about it, it wasn't a lot of guys around his weight class having big fights. So I'm pretty sure they're moving him around for a reason in Vegas and everywhere else. Oh, Jake Paul. But look, if you ever go back when Jake Paul and when Jake Paul took that hat away from Floyd was punching Jake Paul for real. He tried to knock Jake Paul out. That was hilarious to me. Floyd was really fighting. He was really fighting Jake Paul when he took that hat. Bro, that's one of the funniest videos. If y'all guys can find the right video, I don't know who was it on, Fight Hype or whatever. They got an angle where after Jake Paul took that hat off of Floyd, got your hat. Floyd ran over there, Started whooping on Jake Paul. And then Jake Paul thought it was just promotion. Then Floyd followed him all the way to the back, still was punching on him. It was hilarious. Man, that was hilarious. I might watch that as soon as I get off here. That was hilarious, man. I haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, I never met anybody who liked Boots and Virgil Ortiz. I like both of those guys too, though. Yeah, it was hilarious. 78. That was one of the funniest videos I ever seen in my life. I didn't even expect that, man. He was like, "I got your hat." Floyd was over there tagging that guy, man. He was tagging him. Man, that's one of the funniest videos I ever seen. I did not know I needed that video until I seen it. Yeah, Cubans can fight. Yeah, Cubans can fight. I'm glad Morrell haven't fought anybody yet because he's still getting bigger, man. Morrell still, he was like a skinny guy 2 years ago. If you look at how skinny Morrell was 2 years ago, they're like, yeah, Morrell should fight Benavidez. Bro, he's still growing. Like, what are we talking about? Even Shakur Stevens, he's still getting bigger. Shoot, Shakur might be bigger than Tank by the time they get in the ring, to be honest with you guys. A lot of these guys are still growing. Yeah, Morrell's a lot bigger now than he was 2 years ago. He's huge now. I'm not surprised he went up to 75. You said Morrell beat the brakes off Benavidez? I mean, y'all might be right, man. I haven't seen enough of Morrell yet. I don't want to sound like an amateur, but I usually don't say that, but I just haven't seen enough from him yet. You know what I'm saying? I want to see somebody make him jab for a long time and kind of work for it. I seen him do some things like that. He's a slick fighter. He can exchange with you. He can fight in the inside, but I want to see him on the outside a little bit more. I need to see him because right now, him just fighting on the inside, I don't know really. Now he got like 10 fights, 9 or 10 fights. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm scared to kind of go all in on guys who could just fight in the inside. I'm like, even Isaac Cruz has a jab. But yeah, he got talent. He got the right trainer too. Ronnie Shields is he's a dog. He knows what he's doing. Ronnie Shields definitely knows what he's doing. That's why Charlo them got a good foundation. You know, those guys always on weight and everything like that because, well, not recently, until recently, where Charlo wasn't on weight. I don't know what that was about. Well, I do know what it was about, but that's why Charlo them usually are always on weight and different things. Well, at least Charlo was in shape. He still ended up beating Benavidez Jr., but that jab and everything else. So yeah, he's gonna have a good foundation. Yeah, that was hilarious, man. That got your hat stuff was too funny. I don't know if he keeps waiting on it, he eventually will. Because Shakur, man, he's getting big. He might, like the size he's at. He's a huge guy, man. If you look at his shoulders, like he even, like even his arms and his shoulders is getting bigger. I can see the same thing with Morrell. The next time you guys see Morrell in the ring, you're gonna be like, man, he's huge. He definitely is huge. He's gonna be huge at 75. Yeah, he definitely got talent. Now, Benavidez ain't avoiding Morrell. He would have fought Morrell. Benavidez is doing the right thing. I'm gonna tell you why. He needs to be trying to fight guys like Beterbiev and Bivol and Canelo right now because him and Morrell is around the same age. So him and Morrell can always fight each other. But if they're fighting each other and everybody else is not, it's not helping boxing. We can't have all the young guys fighting each other, then these old guys just sitting up drinking tea and wine all day and eating crackers and relaxing and fighting guys, you know, because Benavidez wanted to fight Munguia, then Canelo jumped into the picture. Nah, you can't duck it. You think he ducked Morrell? Nah. I'm going to tell you why Benavidez didn't duck Morrell. Did you know that Christian and Billy, 78, I'm going to say this. Did you know that Christian and Billy was gonna be the mandatory for David Morrell? Did you know that Christian and Billy just put himself in position to be the mandatory for David Morrell? Did you know that? That's at 168. Christian and Billy was supposed to fight David Morrell. Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you. I'm telling you that. And I don't want to. He's a young guy. He only got 10 fights. I'm not finna drag his name through the mud because he's still trying to get himself. He's trying to build his name up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna disrespect David Morrell, but he was supposed to fight the Christian and Billy. Christian and Billy was gonna be his mandatory. Look it up. You'll see. Go back and look at the rankings and everything. The last fight in Billy had, it was gonna be for the interim belt, and Morrell had the interim belt. And Morrell's excuse was, "I'm going to 75 because I want to fight Benavidez." So you just put yourself out of position to fight David. So you just left. So you're a mandatory for Canelo, but instead of fighting Canelo, you'd rather fight David Benavidez. And then you're going to 175. He didn't say I'll fight Bivol, I'll fight Bitterbiv. So he's got a tough fight coming up. But in Billy was the belt, and Billy's gonna have the interim belt. That's the belt that Morrell just dropped. And if you went to 175 for just one fight against David Benavidez, you're not understanding what I'm saying, 78. He was supposed to fight David Morrell if he would have kept the belt. If he would have kept the belt, he would have had a guaranteed fight against Christian and Billy. Guaranteed. Now everybody around here gonna watch Morrell fight Derevyanchenko. And Billy might even get a chance to fight Canelo. We never know. But for him to just move out the way and say, "Oh, I'm chasing Benavidez," oh, you ain't got no career then. It's too many fighters in boxing to chase just Benavidez. You gonna chase Benavidez instead of Canelo? Nah. I never heard that. That lets me know that everybody think David Benavidez is better than Canelo. Because from what I've heard, everybody said that David Benavidez is better than is worse than Canelo. Canelo's a bigger fight. So technically, Morrell is the first guy I've seen actually put himself out of position not to fight Canelo. You understand what I'm saying? Like everybody else, they waited on Canelo fight. Like Benavidez is still waiting. Andre was waiting at 160 and 54. Charlo was waiting on Canelo. Both Charlos actually. Even Crawford was waiting on Canelo. Not waiting, but you know what I'm saying, trying to get the fight. And you're the mandatory and you move up. And Canelo giving out paydays. I could technically say he ducked in Billy, but I knew it was a business move, so I'm not gonna try to trash the guy like that. But yeah, technically he ducked in Billy though. Technically. But he's still a good guy though, so I'm not gonna try to run him through the ground like that. I think David Morrell is an excellent fighter. I feel like he's a very, very good fighter. I take nothing away from what Morrell has done. Matter of fact, let me go to the weight class real quick and see if I can pull up something. Okay, I got it right here. So they got Christian and Billy ranked number 3rd, and David Morrell ranked number 6 at 168. But he's not at 168 no more. And then the guy you just named, Angry Mexican Iglesias. So this is the guy you talking about, Iglesias? Oh, I see him. Is he good? He's ranked above the guy that Munguia is finna fight. But yeah, I see what 78 talking about. Technically, you know, But now Benavidez promised him a fight, but from the guys, you got to look at this. The guy that Benavidez has fought is technically better than Morrell, so you can't duck the guy you fighting better. Yeah, I know. I put the video out. I was just explaining to him. Yeah, I was just explaining to him. Yeah, I know what he's talking about though, but he doesn't know that Benavidez had the option to fight Munguia, and then that got taken away from Canelo. Then Benavidez ended up fighting Andre when he was going to fight Munguia, but he was actually going to fight Morrell first. He was going to fight Morrell this time last year. Then Munguia said, "I'll fight you," and then Benavidez said, "Yeah, I'll fight Munguia," and then Munguia said, "Nah, I'm going to fight Canelo." And that's when Benavidez said, "Should I fight Morrell or should I fight Andre?" And then he fought Andre. If he would have beat David Morrell, nobody would have gave him credit for fighting Morrell. They would have said Morrell got 10 fights. Morrell's 26 years old. He got 10 fights. The guy that he have knocked out, nobody knows. If you look at his record, the guy he did with 12 rounds with Lennox Allen, he's a good fighter, but he retired not too long after he fought Dave Morrell. And most of the guys Dave Morrell has fought is African guys. Not to be disrespectful, but his toughest fights are African guys. This is going to be the hardest fight he's ever had, though, with this guy he's fighting next. Y'all know the guy he's fighting next, right? The guy from he's ranked number 3 in the heavyweight division. I mean, light heavyweights. He's ranked number 3. Let's see. It's the guy he fighting next. I missed the guy's last fight, but yeah, he's fighting this guy next. He's gonna fight him on the matter of fact, he's gonna fight this guy on the Tyson, the Crawford and Madrimov card. Morrell will. Morrell's a good fighter, man. He's gonna show a lot. I want to see Morrell get more 12 more like 10 round fights in. He's only had 10 fights. I don't want him getting a Lomachenko situation where he get an early loss and got to dig himself out of a hole. But yeah, I'm gonna be back on here later on tomorrow. I'm gonna try to put some more news out, man. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of news coming out. Devin Haney just dropped those belts. We got different situations going on. All right, man. I'm gonna holler at you guys later on, man. Shout out to Angry Mexican Blitz, everybody 78. Kevin Effects, everybody came through today, man. I'm gonna holler at you guys later on, man. Appreciate it coming through. You talking about the Morrell fight? No, I didn't drop it today. I'm gonna possibly drop it soon. I'm trying to drop it in the next couple of days. I got some Morrell videos on here, but I haven't dropped any recently. All right, man. Shout out, man. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that in a minute. I'm gonna do it in a minute. I actually put that up here. Where is it at? Dang, I think I took it down now. Oh, here it goes. Haney is the champion in recess. They're gonna have Pulo defend versus Sandor Martin with Gary Russell and Gary Antoine Russell mandatory for the winner. I'm gonna be on here. I'm gonna be live tomorrow. I'm gonna try to be early, a little bit earlier than I was today. I had to get on here late. I had to do a couple of videos. I'm gonna drop a prediction video when I get off of here, but that's it. I'm gonna holler at you guys later on. I appreciate it.